It's the legal battle that is gripping Hollywood, while at the same time exposing the industry's seedy underbelly. Blake Lively's legal action last month against her It Ends With Us co-star and director Justin Baldoni alleged not only sexual harassment but a concerted effort by shadowy PRs to smear the actress after she complained. But in an astonishing development, Baldoni has now hit back with his own lawsuit against Lively and her actor husband Ryan Reynolds, claiming they are smearing him. The documents even claim how Lively's PR escalated the false narrative by telling a reporter that Blake was sexually assaulted, an unsubstantiated accusation that not even Lively had gone so far as to claim, designed to destroy Baldoni and his reputation. Here are all the other bombshell claims: Blake Lively and her two dragons. Baldoni accused Lively of rewriting a key scene and roping in Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift to convince him to allow the changes. The papers claim Lively summoned Baldoni to her New York penthouse where Baldoni was greeted by Ryan Reynolds, who launched into enthusiastic praise for Lively's version of the scene. Hours later, as the meeting was ending, a famous, and famously close, friend of Reynolds and Lively, walked into the room and similarly began praising Lively's script. Baldoni understood the subtext: he needed to comply with Lively's direction for the script. Lively then compared herself to Game of Thrones character Khaleesi in texts. "I happen to have a few dragons. For better or worse, but usually for better," the text read. "Because my dragons also protect those I fight for. So really we all benefit from those gorgeous monsters of mine." The papers allege that Baldoni was facing two of the most influential and wealthy celebrities in the world, who were not afraid to make things very difficult for him. Fat-shaming claims, and Ryan Reynolds showdown. Lively claims that Baldoni fat-shamed her by asking her weight via his trainer, but Baldoni says it was because he had a bad back and had to prepare for a lifting sequence in the film. His lawsuit alleges, the next morning, Baldoni was summoned to the penthouse by Lively and greeted by Reynolds, who swore at Baldoni and accused him of fat-shaming his wife. "How dare you ask about my wife's weight? What's wrong with you?" The confrontation from Reynolds and Lively was so aggressive that Baldoni felt he had no choice but to offer repeated, and completely unwarranted, apologies for what was a good faith and reasonable question to ask of his trainer. Reynolds demanded Baldoni remove the scene entirely. Lively refused to perform the lift scene in the end, even after it was rehearsed with a stunt double. Nose job jibe and unchoreographed kissing scenes. While Lively claims that Baldoni entered her makeup trailer uninvited while she was undressed and was inappropriate during love scenes, the opposite is true, claims the papers. During such scenes, Lively reportedly joked about his nose, which he laughed off and joked in turn, even as Lively joked that he should get plastic surgery. The papers allege, moreover, it was Lively who engaged in unchoreographed kissing scenes. One scene, again captured on camera, exhibits Lively pulling Baldoni in to kiss her. It is clear Lively was initiating unchoreographed kissing. In one take, she pulled Baldoni in and kissed him once, in another twice, and the number of kisses, entirely initiated by Lively, changed at her whim. Domineering interference on set. Lively was increasingly stringent in the demands she imposed on the production, the papers claim. The lawsuit alleges she rewrote her own dialogue constantly, and took it upon herself to make unilateral changes to other characters' lines, effectively rewriting the script day by day. This pattern of domineering interference caused unending interruptions to the production process, leading to entirely unnecessary stress, chaos, and delays. Lively wanted to seize control, like Ryan did on previous film. The papers speculate how Lively may have been motivated by a number of factors to pursue her claims. It alleges she may have wanted to seize control over the film so that she could take over the production of the sequel, It Starts With Us. This motivation also explains why the cast, who may have hoped and or been promised a role in subsequent productions, would choose to side with the powerful couple, who themselves may genuinely believe they could destroy Baldoni and Wayfarer and force them to cede, or even sell, the rights to the sequel. It also claims how she may have felt driven to match her star husband Ryan Reynolds, who is widely reported to have insisted on taking so much control over the film Deadpool 2 that the director, Tim Miller, left the production. It adds, seeing the fame and success that Reynolds commanded, she may have adopted his oft-repeated pattern wholesale to seize her own power and control. Following his lead, and evidenced by many statements by Lively that he is involved in every project she works on and vice versa, Lively and Reynolds, accustomed to getting their way, perhaps felt entitled. Baldoni kept in basement during premiere. Baldoni alleges that ahead of the premiere for the movie, Lively threatened that if Baldoni attended the premiere, she and the majority of the cast would boycott. Finally, through Sony, Wayfarer persuaded Lively to permit Baldoni and the Wayfarer team, along with their friends and family, to attend, though only under demeaning and humiliating conditions, the lawsuit claims. It goes on to state they were relegated to a separate theater to view the film, required to arrive at a different time than the rest of the cast, and instructed to leave the red carpet immediately once Lively arrived. New paperwork lodged in the States claims, this is a case about two of the most powerful stars in the world deploying their enormous power to steal an entire film right out of the hands of its director and production studio. Then, when Lively and Reynolds' efforts failed to win them the acclaim they believed they so richly deserved, they turned their fury on their chosen scapegoat. Baldoni has previously sued the New York Times for libel, alleging the paper, which first reported the allegations, worked with Lively to smear him. The Times said it stood by its reporting and planned to vigorously defend against the allegations. Following Baldoni's lawsuit, Lively's team slammed Baldoni for what they have termed his strategy of attacking the woman. Their statement reads, "This is an age-old story. A woman speaks up with concrete evidence of sexual harassment and retaliation, and the abuser attempts to turn the tables on the victim.